more than the house is worth, they're getting ready to walk away from 20 years worth of payments with no equity.
My grandmother has a paid-for home for something like a decade or whatever, and she can't pay the property taxes. It's a little bitty, nice blue-collar house with a big backyard, and they're saying, well, we're going to make you pay $15,000 a year in property taxes because you've got a big backyard, and they built condos 2 miles from here, and potentially, you know, you could sell this, and it's not even zoned for that. But it's just, and I know a bunch of people who may have to sell their house because of the property taxes, Michael.
Oh, absolutely. They've had the same thing here in Northwest Indiana. They've built a number of casinos nearby, and I think the casinos are trying to force people out of their property by raising the taxes to the point where they can't afford them. And that way the casinos can move in and purchase the property at ultra-low prices.
Yeah, that's what you get with a mafia economy. And if folks want to gamble, that's your business. But don't always make us pay for the attractions around it, you know, the venues and things with our tax money. The mafia can pay for it with all the families they destroy, with all their gambling, and all the poor people where the kids don't get food because they cash their check and go buy lotto tickets from the filthy state, the drug-pushing, murdering government. I want to go to phone calls here in this segment and the next with our guest. And I promise we're going to get to all of you here. Julio, Joe, Clayton, everybody with Michael Badnarik. But we've got the video of the radio in the studio with the emergency EAS alert system. This was on a local country station. And we've also later tonight have other videos of them screwing up on other stations. This is the feds without the station getting the alert on the system and then flipping to it voluntarily. This is the government taking over, and they're announcing in the future, this is just the beginning, they're going to have whole programs. They were going to do this. This was going to be Obama. Commandeering this show, you wouldn't have been hearing it, but the stations and people got upset, so it was only a 30-second message. And again, you hear these all the time, but the station flips to it themselves. We always said that was dangerous because it would lead to this. Here it is.
The test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test. The message you are hearing is part of a nationwide live code test of emergency alert system capability. This test has been initiated by National Alert and Warning Authority in coordination with emergency alert participants, including radio, cable, satellite, and wireline participants. In your area, has there been an actual emergency? The signal you just heard was...
Okay, that was recorded off FM radio. It goes on and on. So longer than the 30 seconds they said. That's it looping back on itself. And they make the radio stations, some small ones I've talked to, spend tens of thousands a year with engineers just trying to comply with the reports and getting it hooked up right. Now the feds are just going to break in whenever they want. Incredible, Badnarik.
It is incredible. If you and I had talked 15 years ago and you told me that this is what was going to happen, I never would have believed it, Alex.
Well, I did tell people 15 years ago, and they thought I was crazy.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't have believed it could get this bad. I never thought the American people would tolerate the Patriot Act, the Military Commissions Act, the Homegrown Terrorist Act, but we have. And so I'm hoping that Americans finally get that courage that we're supposed to have.
What about Department of Defense? Now it will run rural affairs and literally have spies in the rural areas.
It just keeps getting scarier. But at some point in time, they're going to push too far. The people are going to push back. Thomas Jefferson said that, the tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. And I'm afraid that that's about the only option we have left.
Oh, boy. Let's go to Julio in Illinois. We're going to move quick now. Julio, thanks for holding her on the air.
Yeah, no problem. I was watching Fix News and trying to flip around the TV, and I didn't see anything Big Brother taking over my TV screen. I saw one on my local WGN, and it just had just a picture saying EAS is only a test with the background of some talk show. So it was a big fail by Big Brother in my eyes.
Well, you know why? Every engineer I know giggles and says if they ever try it, I've got it hooked up wrong. And so, quite frankly, that's why all these things are screwing up. A, the feds designed it. It's antiquated. B, the engineers are all sabotaging it that I know.
Yeah, well, I agree with that, too. There's a lot of smart engineers out there. You guys keep talking about Jesse Ventura, and I heard him on Coast to Coast last night and on your show the other day as well. And I just think the system is going to have to we have to be on false flag alert now, just because if you get Jesse Ventura in a debate with these neocons and with Barry Soetoro, he's just going to bring out real issues. He's going to talk more about the TSA, and the system is going to be shaking.
Oh, yeah, we got to get him to run. I'm going to put him in contact with the Libertarian head. I've got the number here as soon as the show ends, and it is very, very exciting. In fact, I got him. I had the idea. I said, why don't you go on Coast to Coast AM? And I called George Norrie up, said, are you interested? I didn't know they'd do it that night. I didn't listen last night. I had to get some sleep for the first time in days, but he was on there with him?
Yeah, he was on there. He was on there for the first hour, just talking about the whole case. And I have a question, Alex, a suggestion, just something you guys can do for InfoWars Nightly News. We hear about this whole Penn State pedophilia scandal. You know, yes, it's shocking, and I feel outraged for those kids.
No, you don't get into the elite unless you're a pedophile. That's the problem.
Yeah, well, how about we talk about how, you know, Child Services does this to kids all the time.
No. That's who gets them. They have 5 times more likely than any other group in criminology. They are. I mean, a large portion of them are active pedophiles. They're the only group that can get away with it. I mean, it came out in the Texas Youth Commission that the kids they grab are run at brothels, and cops and judges line up and just come into the jails and have sex all day with the kids. I mean, it's real.
I have bought a few bottles of Heart and Body Extract and have to say that it certainly does work.
That's what Jack from Michigan had to say after his experience with heart pain and what he did to treat it with Heart and Body Extract.
I actually had a huge heart flutter. I was also having some edema around my ankles and very worrisome clot in my right leg that would happen from time to time. I was trying to sleep.
Heart and Body Extract is all natural with no negative side effects. It will help repair or correct past problems associated with the heart and body circulation.
After my second bottle of Heart and Body Extract, all problems are now gone.
Order at hbextract.com or call 866-295-5305.
I ordered a third bottle of Heart and Body Extract for maintenance as I want to keep everything working.
Order Heart and Body Extract at 866-295-5305 or hbextract.com. Heart and Body Extract for a long and healthy life.
With the economic bad news getting worse each day, are you ready for the hard times ahead? This is Alex Jones with a special self-reliance report. I've said on this program before that studies show that in a true crisis, 8 out of 10 people will remain sheep-like and passive, frozen like deer in headlights of an oncoming car, waiting for others for help. 1 out of 10 will actually panic and endanger family and friends as they melt down. And only 1 out of 10 will take swift and decisive action when the going gets tough, dramatically increasing their chances of survival. Folks, I've just read a new book called Ready for Anything. It's a must-read for anyone who wants to increase their chances of survival in the coming hard times ahead. To read more about this important new book, go to readyforanythingmanual.com. That's readyforanythingmanual.com. I've got my copy. Get yours today at readyforanythingmanual.com. That's readyforanythingmanual.com.
Did you know nuclear radiation is still spewing out of the melted down reactors in Fukushima, Japan, and making its way across the entire U.S. continent, contaminating the air, water, and food? Dangerously high levels of radiation are a reality here. As a result, radiation poisoning is a distinct possibility for anyone living in the U.S. unless you do something to protect yourself. How? With Liquid Zeolite from RestoreYourHealthNow.com. Without a doubt, Liquid Zeolite is by far the best product to remove radiation from your body. It safely removes toxins toxins and heavy metals, boosts energy levels, and promotes a strong immune system. Liquid zeolite is so powerful it was used to clean up contamination in Chernobyl, yet so gentle you won't even know you're taking it. Liquid zeolite comes with a money-back guarantee, but is only available at RestoreYourHealthNow.com. Learn how to get free bottles of liquid zeolite by calling 800-880-9976. That's 800-880-9976. Or go to RestoreYourHealthNow.com. That's RestoreYourHealthNow.com.
Fight back this cold and flu season with the world's best garlic extract, Ali C. Why Ali C? Because it helps your body fight viruses, bacteria, and fungi. Ali C has been scientifically proven in double-blind studies using low doses to greatly reduce the number, severity, and duration of common colds. Ali C contains 300 milligrams of stabilized allicin, the active ingredient in crushed garlic. Studies show Ali C is effective against MRSA, bacterial, fungal, and viral infections. One tablet of Ali C has the equivalent of 40 cloves of garlic. Ali C supports your body's resistance to all types of conditions and can help lower high blood pressure and high cholesterol. So boost your body's resistance to infection with nature's best garlic extract, Ali C. For more information and to order Ali C, call 877-888-7126 or go to garlichealthproducts.com. That's 1-877-888-7126 or go to garlichealthproducts.com for your Ali C today.
By the way, we've got more video and audio coming up when Dr. Paul Craig Roberts joins us on the economy of Rob Dew in his car. He videotaped the digital screen and went through the channels and showed every radio station taken over by the feds. It shows the radio show going, and then boom, it's cut out, and the government takes it over. Just amazing. Let's go to Jay in Utah. You're on the air with Michael Badnarik. Go ahead.
Yes, how you doing?
Good, brother.
Michael was talking about people getting involved and, finding different ways of getting involved. Your show gets about 3 million views for your videos and your show. I mean, if only 1% of those people contacted the Ron Paul campaign and asked to get involved. They have a program where you can make calls on behalf of Ron Paul from your house. I mean, that would be 30,000 people actively making calls for Ron Paul. Here in Salt Lake, we have a Occupy the Fed movement that's been occupying the Fed since October 19th, continuously. They get confused with the Occupy Salt Lake, and some of the people are part of both movements. But,
well, that's why it's a process of informing people. And Michael, you started getting into Occupy Wall Street earlier. What's your overall view of that?
Well, I'm glad that people are in the streets and protesting the tyranny. I agree that we should end the Fed. I agree that we should put an end to corporate bailouts.